Alright, I've tried to make this motherfucker like 4 times. Let's get it. So, the thing is that a lot of FL Studio tutorials on how to make particular sounds, like how to make different beats, especially underground, sort of hyperpop rage type beats, they only just make the beat on screen. They don't actually explain what to do and the principles involved in making these sorts of melodies. They sort of just make a beat in your face and sell you a drum kit. That's not very educational. It's not really important. It's literally just a content farm. It's brain rot. So the point of this video is just to relay some actual underlying principles and techniques that you can use to generate these sorts of beats. As an example of the sorts of beats that I like making in my sort of style, you have something like this. I made this about 5 hours ago or so, like 10 minutes. Okay, I'm very good at drums. So, first principle here of making these sorts of melodies is, first of all, you want to create an arpeggiator bass. The base of the sound is arpeggiators. The general sound we're going for is a maximalist sound. You want a bunch of shit going on. It's not very intelligible. It's not very melodic. It's very, very noisy. So you want to go with a arpeggiator type sound. And I'm just going to use default VSTs and plugins for this. Citrus has a lot of arpeggiators. Just go through these. In terms of what arpeggiators you pick, I'd say something on the high end, very synthy. So something like not this. This is like the opposite of what you want. You want something high-pitched, fast, synthy, and basic. That's good. Okay, chase is good. Now, first technique for actually making this sort of sound, we're operating by the principle of first we want an arpeggiator type bass. We want to use the randomize tool. This is just the technique that I've developed, but you use the randomize tool, that's not the randomize tool, but you use the randomize tool to create a sort of all over the place type melody. Now, you choose your key, and then you choose the scale. The scale is actually quite important. You don't want a scale like the major scale or the minor scale, because these have too many notes in them, and it's going to be too much going on. It's not going to be very intelligible whatsoever. You want a little bit of intelligibility, just not that much is what we're going for. So a pentatonic scale can be good for you. So minor pentatonic, major pentatonic, Japanese, even the blues scale, these 6-note, 5-note scales. You don't want anything with a lot of notes, like the minor or major scales, and you don't want anything that's too dissonant either. So no Phrygian, you don't want Dorian, you want a pentatonic, solid pentatonic scale. So the minor pentatonic is sort of like the scale for this. And then, again, this is just a technique format, just to base off of and to make your own stuff with it. So all of these knobs, you can do really what you want with them to make them sound how you want, but just find something that you like how it sounds. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Now we're going to take this, and because we want it as the whole thing, we're going to drag it out. Now fill in the gaps a little bit. Doesn't sound too bad. Now, second principle is that we want a lot of layering, lots of different instruments playing the same shit, slightly different shit, way different shit, lots going on. So we want to supplement this arpeggiator bass. We want to make it louder. We want another arpeggiator underneath alongside this. Dreamy is a good citrus harp. just copy and paste. Doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Next principle is we want to create a counter melody over this arpeggiating like foundation. So for that, you want like a hard lead synth, or if you're going for like an acoustic type sound, maybe guitar or something like that. You know, hard lead is good, or something on morphine like Jupiter Bright or Fat or Dirty, or you know, Kaizo Flute or something like that is going to work. So hard lead, we're going to do the same technique we did earlier. We're going to use the randomized setting. Remember, make sure that it's in the same key and the same scale. These sorts of things don't matter, but key and scale is very important. We're just going to isolate this so that we can tell what we're listening to. Maybe up the population by 1 tick. Let's get something. Not too bad. And then just do the same thing again. Bring it to the edge. Is this the same one? It's very similar. Okay, that's good. Just fill in the gaps here. You know. How does this all sound together? I'd say get rid of duplicate this. We're gonna want to make this even louder. Again, we're adding a lot of breadth, a lot of width to these sounds, lots of layering. So let's select another lead. Harmony doesn't really have good leads, so let's use like one of the ones I mentioned earlier. We're gonna use Jupiter Bright for this one. So to make this sound recap, we created an arpeggiator bass, lots of layering, and we put a counter melody to it, also lots of layering, and we developed these sounds, these actual melodies, through the randomize tool and with dragging and this and that. You don't even have to drag it all the way to here. You can drag it to here. You can drag it to here, make it 3/4. You know, you can do whatever you want with it. It's just a technique format. Now with this. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. The actual genuine thing that I love doing is render this whole pattern as an audio clip. Don't even split it yet. Just render the whole thing as an audio clip. And then stretch it, modify it, do shit to it. Use this, use these knobs, use these knobs, use these knobs, use these buttons, use this, the stretch. It changes it so from instead of clipping, it stretches the actual audio file. So we have this. Now we can do stuff with this technique. Say we have as a sound, we can double time it. Put in 3/4. I like how that sounds. Here, drag the pitch up if the thing is too low. Sort of cool. Next, use the chop feature. Chop it up. You could chop it up yourself with the splice tool, or you could use the preset chop settings, which I like to use. These sort of just change things. Chop it up. Time based just chops it, repeating, makes the first part repeat. Marching makes the first part of each part repeat. Patterns is patterns. Shuffle complex is more patterns. I like the drum and bass type patterns. So maybe I can modify this a little bit. Just drag this in. Oh, shoot. So I don't mean to slice it. Just sort of, modify it, play around with it. That's the whole point. And then you can take this and Control G it, and you can keep going from there. You can take that, reverse it. I like how that sounds. Make that its own thing, Uh, take that, chop it again. Like do what you want with it. It's a little unnecessary, in my opinion. Maybe even marching. No, because it was in 3/4 earlier. I think it just sounds good on its own like this. Now, you can do some mixer techniques. Take it to 4. I don't think we've used 4 yet. You take it to 4. Now, something I like to do is I like to create a delay and then pitch the delay itself. So the way to do that is you take this. Right now, that audio clip is sending into track 4. You route it to insert 5. Now, both of these are routed to the master. So right now, it's playing 2. Now, on insert 5, we're going to make this pure delay. And the way I like to do it is open free delay 3 and pull it to try all the way down. This makes it just delay. So if we unroute this to the master, you can hear just the delay. And now we can pitch that delay. Let's hear it together. Maybe make that delay go to the sounds pretty damn good in my opinion. But yeah, that's just another technique you can use. You can do all sorts of stuff. And now, when you put your 808s to it, it's kind of hard to tell what key your 808s they're in, but you can Google what happens to pitch when you, turn it, stretch it by 50%, like we did. We dragged it to 7, and so it went from E to, I think B, something like that, and then we pitched it up again by 3 semitones, and 3 semitones up from B is B, C, sharp, D, so it's in D. So when we make our we put some basic ass 808s over this. Another technique we can use is to use that same randomized technique on the 808s, though. A bit harder to make that sound good, but the sounds don't actually really matter. Just put this on 10 or something. Make this a square envelope. And this is just particularities. This has nothing to do with the actual video. I'm just putting some default ass 808s over this. But take this. Randomize it. We're going to want to actually hear oh, hold on. No, I had that as in the wrong spot. Okay, my fault. Anyways, let's just make this, some too slimy type fucking 808s here. And by the way, that's how you make 2 slimy 808s. You just need this EQ. You just bust out the low end on it. But yeah, you can just randomize it if you want. Population. it to halfway, if we want. Now this was an E, we can just put it in D. Throw these gaps in a little bit. Yeah, just some basic shit. And next, these again are just particular. I'm just giving some examples of drums you can put over a beat like this, Another thing, in the mixer, put some fucking sound goodizers on this. Stop being scared. You want it to be loud. You want it to be brash, maximalist. Put on sound goodizers. Put on pitch shifters. Up that dead space. I'll put some 808s in this bitch. Fuck it. Why not, dude? I can actually think of a lot of reasons why not, but why the hell not? Some snares. Put some, we made the beat, beat all done. Time to fuck around. I'm always bad at making snare sounds. Some fucking bullshit in this kit. Some shit like, some fucking jerk. Put some jerk drums on this bitch. Why the hell not, A work of art. This is. Fuck it, drag this around or shit. Hold on, stop it. To stop that, you just put the mode to stretch. But put this on 190. 182. Put on 163. Put on fucking 115. I actually think the 140 range is pretty good. Yeah, to recap the techniques, arpeggiator bass as the base of the melody. Make that bitch wide, layer it, put a bunch of different arps on that bitch. Contrast that with a counter melody, typically like a higher pitched type synth, not a very bellowy synth, very sort of brash synth. To develop those melodies, use the randomize tool. Randomize a melody that sounds good, stretch it out to how you feel. Don't stretch it out, just repeat it. Up to you. Take that melody, consolidate it into an audio track, and then play with the audio track, customizing settings, change the mode, change the pitch, change the stretch it, use the chop feature. You can use a gross beat, you can use shaper box, whatever you want to do, dude. Throw on some fuck ass 808s on that bitch, and boom, I'm gonna be honest though, I don't know what key the 808s are supposed to be in. I think D. D's probably right. Anyways, we're gonna